Manchester United transfer faces crucial hours as meeting held ahead of imminent announcement. Christian Chivu is due to meet with the Inter Milan hierarchy on Friday and could be appointed as the club's new manager, with Rasmus Højlund's future potentially on the line. Inter Milan are awaiting Christian Chivu's decision before deciding whether to pursue a move for Manchester United striker Rasmus Højlund, it has been reported. The former Romanian international is set for a crucial meeting on Friday that could see him take over as the club's new manager following Simone Inzaghi's departure for Al Hilal. Fabrizio Romano claims that a deal that will see the manager take over at Inter is done, with the new boss signing a 2-year deal at the San Siro. Højlund is being considered by the Serie A and Champions League runners-up, partly due to the strong relationship between his agents and the San Siro hierarchy. However, Inter bosses will wait for Chivu's arrival from Parma before deciding whether to proceed with a deal, according to reports in Italy. The Serie A side have already welcomed midfielder Luka Susic, and Luis Enrique is expected to finalise a move from Marseille. However, forwards Joaquin Correa and Marco Arnautovic are both set to leave, yet Ange-Joan Bonni, who has attracted interest from the Premier League, could still thwart a move for Højlund. Chivu coached the player at Parma, where he scored 6 goals and provided 4 assists in Serie A this season. Nonetheless, Inter are keen to act swiftly in the transfer market, and as a result, United will soon know if they have a potential buyer. Although Inter may seek a bargain deal for the striker, United signed for £72 million from Atalanta amid interest across Italy. The Danish international has struggled to shine at Old Trafford during 2 challenging seasons. Højlund has netted 26 goals in 95 appearances for the Red Devils. However, the forward's difficulties in front of goal have been echoed by the team as a whole, with United scoring just 44 goals in the Premier League last season. In response, the club has sought to bolster its attacking line under Ruben Amorim. The signing of Matthias Cunha from Wolves for £62.5 million has already been completed, while a move for Liam Delap was unsuccessful as he opted for Chelsea instead. Attention is now focused on securing a deal for Bryan Mbeumo, who impressed with 20 goals for Brentford last season. Despite the challenges faced by the player, United's head coach Amorim has come to his defence, albeit while acknowledging the need for improvement. I'm happy, of course all the team has to improve, but the way he runs, he fights for every ball, loses a lot of duels, wins some duels, he needs to improve the connection. But he is improving, he said. I'm really happy with him. He just needs to continue working hard and better things will come. His potential appointment as Inter's new manager, following Simone Inzaghi's departure to Al Hilal, is more than a managerial reshuffle. It's the foundation for a new footballing philosophy, a new identity. And at the heart of that transformation lies Rasmus Højlund. Højlund, once a marquee signing for Manchester United at £72 million, now stands at a professional crossroads. Despite flashes of promise, his performance has not matched the weight of expectation. Scoring 26 goals in 95 appearances amid 2 challenging seasons, the Danish striker has often been caught in the struggle of a misfiring United side, a team that found the net only 44 times last Premier League season. In that context, Højlund's difficulties were not isolated, but symptomatic of a broader attacking disconnect. The transfer saga around Højlund, however, isn't just about statistics or underwhelming seasons, it's about purpose. For Inter Milan, acquiring Højlund could be symbolic of a generational shift, a bold statement of intent. The club, runners-up in both Serie A and the Champions League, knows the importance of a dynamic, long-term forward solution. With Joaquin Correa and Marco Arnautovic on their way out, Inter aren't just seeking to replace bodies, they're aiming to redefine the future of their front line. But that vision hinges on leadership. Enter Christian Chivu. Reports suggest his 2-year deal at San Siro is all but finalised, with only the formalities standing between announcement and action. A product of Inter's own history, Chivu's understanding of the club's values, coupled with his recent coaching experience at Parma, puts him in a unique position to shape the roster in his image. His decision will not just influence formations or training regimens, it will determine whether the club views Højlund as a linchpin or a luxury. The forward's existing relationship through agents with Inter's management has smoothed discussions, but Chivu's voice is the deciding one. If he sees Højlund as the striker to lead his project, Inter will move swiftly. For 6 months, beneath the surface of press conferences and weekly matches, Manchester United have been quietly plotting a potential shift, one that could redefine their most critical position on the pitch. With Andre Onana facing mounting scrutiny after a turbulent start to life at Old Trafford, United's top decision-makers have been in discreet but consistent contact with Aston Villa's Emiliano Martinez, a World Cup winner, a leader, and above all, a goalkeeper who represents something more than just reliability between the posts. This isn't a reactionary move, it's not a desperate scramble born out of one poor season. It is, in fact, a purposeful strategy that has been slowly unfolding behind closed doors, grounded in the understanding that elite-level teams are only as strong as their last line of defence, and that confidence, presence and mentality matter just as much as reflexes and shot stopping. For all of Onana's qualities, his footwork, composure and Champions League pedigree, his first campaign at Manchester United has been anything but smooth. Early season mistakes cost United crucial points. While his form recovered in spells, the damage to his aura of security has lingered. In a club where every slip is amplified and every misjudgment dissected, trust in the goalkeeping position is sacred. United are not just looking for a shot stopper. They are searching for a pillar, someone who brings certainty, leadership and presence in the most high-pressure moments. That's why Emi Martinez is not just a name on the list. He is the name. Martinez is not the type of player who floats between clubs in search of comfort. His journey, from being a backup at Arsenal for years to becoming Argentina's World Cup hero, has been forged through struggle, patience, and resilience. Every performance he gives is laced with intensity, with meaning, with purpose. He doesn't just play to keep clean sheets, he plays to command, to lead, to make his presence felt. And for Manchester United, still searching for that same energy across the spine of their squad, that mindset is invaluable. The fact that contact has been ongoing for 6 months speaks volumes. This is not a last-minute pivot. It's a calculated exploration of what Martinez would bring, not just in terms of shot stopping or distribution, but in terms of mentality. It's about injecting steel into a dressing room that has too often lacked vocal leadership. Martinez, after all, does not hide in big moments. He rises. From United's perspective, the potential acquisition represents more than an upgrade. It's a shift in identity. This is a club trying to recover from instability, to restore a sense of fortress-like dominance at Old Trafford. They've tried different goalkeeping profiles in recent years, from the acrobatic brilliance of David De Gea to the modern distribution focus with Onana. But what they now need is someone who brings all of it: technical consistency, emotional leadership, and relentless confidence. That's what Emi Martinez symbolises. And for Martinez, should the move materialise, it would not just be another transfer, it would be a decision made with intent. He would walk into a club under intense pressure with sky-high expectations, and he would not flinch. He's done it before on the world's biggest stage. His World Cup performances were not just world-class in ability, but in character. That penalty shootout against France, that unforgettable save in extra time, those were moments that speak louder than stats. They showed who he is, a goalkeeper who thrives when the world is watching. As Manchester United weigh their next move, what's becoming increasingly clear is that this is not about abandoning Onana quickly. It's about defining the future. It's about having the courage to acknowledge when a different profile is needed and the foresight to plan for it long before the decision becomes urgent. With 6 months of contact already behind them, United are not entering this negotiation blind. They know what they want. They know who Emi Martinez is. And more importantly, they know what he represents. A return to goalkeeping with commanding presence, fiery passion and purpose. Enter Emi Martinez, World Cup winner, big game mentality, vocal, commanding, unapologetic. The kind of goalkeeper who doesn't just play the game, he shapes it. United's interest in him isn't based on hype. It's based on everything he represents: control, fire and leadership under pressure. From the boardroom at Carrington, the message is clear. If United are going to return to competing for titles, they need players who can carry that pressure, not be crushed by it. If this move comes to life, it won't just be another summer signing, it'll be a signal that Manchester United are done experimenting and ready to build a team grounded in belief, resilience and leadership from back to front. Victor Osimhen to Manchester United, confirmed by Roman after huge problems resolved by Amorim. A purposeful transfer that redefines ambition. In the fast-moving world of elite football, where headlines change by the hour and rumours often speak louder than reality, few stories stand out not just for their scale, but for their significance. The confirmation of Victor Osimhen's transfer to Manchester United by Roman is one of those rare moments. It is not merely the conclusion of a high-profile deal, it is a move rooted in ambition, adversity, and above all, purpose. This transfer, now officially confirmed, did not come easily. Behind the scenes, what the world now sees as a completed deal was, until recently, a fragile puzzle full of uncertainty. There were, as insiders have called them, huge problems, issues that stretch beyond the normal complexities of negotiations. Legal frameworks needed revisiting, financial clauses triggered disagreements, strategic differences between key decision-makers cast shadows over the deal's future. For a moment, even with Osimhen's desire clear, the move teetered on the edge of collapse. Questions swirled. Was the timing right? Would Manchester United meet the expectations? Could the deal satisfy all parties? Osimhen, his current club, and the new environment waiting for him in England? Yet just when it seemed destined to fail, Amorim stepped into the picture and everything began to shift. Ruben Amorim, known primarily for his tactical genius and calm leadership, became the unexpected architect behind the rescue. Though not the headline figure of the transfer, his role was essential. Amorim brought what others couldn't, a steady hand in chaos. He wasn't negotiating for money, he was navigating for clarity. His insight into both the player's mindset and the environment at Manchester United allowed him to bridge gaps that seemed too wide to cross. With composure, he helped realign the vision, not only making the deal possible, but ensuring it reflected the intentions and values of everyone involved. And that's where this story becomes more than just business. This was never just about a powerful striker moving to a global club. This was about something more lasting. Purpose. Victor Osimhen is not just one of Europe's most lethal forwards. He's a player defined by drive, resilience, and a constant hunger to grow. From overcoming injuries to silencing critics, his journey has been shaped by challenges. He's not driven by ease, he's driven by the desire to prove himself at the very top. And Manchester United, for all their history and global status, are not currently the dominant force they once were. But in that vulnerability lies the very reason Osimhen chose this path. This is a club searching for identity, for direction, for belief. And Osimhen doesn't want to join a team that has already won everything. He wants to join a team where he can be part of restoring greatness. That is purpose. Yes, the appeal of easier options was there. Clubs with fewer problems, more recent trophies, and more stable systems. But Osimhen didn't choose the smooth road. He chose the one that would demand more from him, the one that would test his mentality, his adaptability, and his commitment to becoming a legend, not just a signing. For Manchester United, this is not just a solution to a striker problem. This is a signal to the footballing world. In confirming the deal through Roman, they're not only securing a proven goal scorer, but also making a statement that the club is shifting focus back to players who are driven by something deeper than fame or finance. They're investing in individuals who want to build something, not simply join it. Osimhen's record speaks for itself. His explosiveness, aerial ability and killer instinct in front of goal make him one of the most dangerous forwards in world football. But beyond that, it's his mentality. You see, his desire to lead from the front that United are banking on. In a league as demanding as the Premier League, that's not just useful, it's essential. And now, with the problems behind them and the path cleared by Amorim's intervention, the deal is no longer a possibility. It's a reality. Victor Osimhen is a Manchester United player, and this move, rather than being defined by drama or delay, will ultimately be remembered for how it embodied purpose at every stage, from the player's motivation to the club's vision to the final signature. Because for Osimhen, this wasn't about chasing headlines, it wasn't about adding another club to his resume, it was about purpose. Joining Manchester United wasn't just the next step, it was the right step. A club of immense history and global reach, yes, but more importantly, a team that's rebuilding, redefining itself and searching for players who want to be part of something bigger. Osimhen's decision wasn't just about trophies. This transfer isn't just a moment, it's a mission. Jonathan David has given Manchester United the green light to complete summer transfer. Man United are in desperate need of signing a reliable goalscorer in this summer's transfer window, and few are better qualified than Jonathan David. Strikers of Jonathan David's calibre do not crop up for free all that often. However, after announcing last month that he will be leaving Lille when his contract expires at the end of June, the Canadian will soon become a free agent, meaning one club will secure the signature of one of Europe's most prolific goalscorers for nothing. David joined Lille from Belgian club Jon in 2020 and over his 5 seasons established himself as one of the most reliable goalscorers in the business, scoring 109 goals in 232 games. Scoring 51 times since the beginning of the 2023-24 campaign, David's stock is the highest it has ever been, meaning it is hardly surprising he has been linked with a plethora of big-name clubs from across Europe in recent months, including Manchester United, Liverpool, Newcastle United, Inter Milan, Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. With a little over 3 weeks remaining on his contract at Lille, it has been claimed by Italian newspaper Corriere dello Sport that David would prefer a move to one of United, Barcelona or PSG. United, of course, are desperate to sign a striker this summer, and signing David on a free transfer would make sense after spending £62.5 million on Matthias Cunha. Bryan Mbeumo may also arrive from Brentford for a similar fee. However, United are unable to offer the attraction of Champions League football for next season. On the flip side, Barcelona and PSG can offer prospective summer signings that luxury. But as the addition of Cunha and the potential arrival of Mbeumo have proven, the absence of Champions League football is not the be-all and end-all for United, who have clearly not lost their pulling power. Mbeumo has attracted interest from Newcastle, who will be back in the Champions League next season, but he wants to join United. David impressed in the Champions League for Lille this season, scoring 7 goals and claiming 2 assists in 10 appearances. With such an impressive record to shout about, he would be forgiven for wanting to join a club that will participate in Europe's premier club competition in 2025-26. However, he has on more than one occasion outlined his desire to experience playing in the Premier League, meaning that could give United a fighting chance of landing one of Europe's most sought-after strikers. Speaking back in 2022, David said, "In England, when I watch the matches, everything is full each time. As a player, it motivates you even more. I don't know, I think it's possible, very possible. I could play in England one day. I don't know if I can find myself anywhere other than the Premier League. It could well be the Premier League. It's a very nice atmosphere." In an earlier interview with The Guardian in April 2020, the 25-year-old admitted, "The Premier League is the best in the world and most competitive, so obviously that is somewhere I would love to play in the future." Taking David's admission into account, United may never get a better opportunity to lure him to England. His hunger to play in the Premier League could convince him to give up European football for one season in the hope of spearheading United's attack and firing them back into the European conversation for 2026-27. Of course, Barcelona and PSG are more attractive options than United are right now, not least because they won their respective league titles this season and PSG won the Champions League. But David's desire to play in England could sway his thinking. From United's point of view, they will not find a more prolific goal scorer for free. His records of 25 goals or more in each of the last 3 seasons proves that. In the ever-competitive world of elite football, where the prestige of clubs like Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain often holds undeniable sway, it's easy to assume that titles alone dictate a player's future. After all, Barcelona and PSG are not just top-tier teams. They are institutions steeped in glory, dominance and recent success. Barcelona clinched the league title once again, reaffirming their domestic prowess, while PSG not only defended their crown in France, but also captured the most coveted prize of all, the UEFA Champions League. From the outside, it seems obvious. Who wouldn't want to walk into a dressing room full of winners? Who wouldn't be tempted by a stage that already promises success? But for David, the decision is not as simple as trophies in the cabinet or club stature on paper. Because for him, this isn't just about joining a club that's already at the top. It's about building, challenging, proving and growing. And that's where England and Manchester United come into the picture.